I'm Steph from Stitching with Steph, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a stitch with me. It is from Huacan. It is a counted peony canvas. It is an 11 count. It is 40 by 60 centimeters. It consists of 40 colors, and we do have a link in the description for the design. If you're a subscriber, thank you for coming back today for another stitch with me. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. If you're not a subscriber and this is the type of content that you like, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with what videos I release, as I do videos pretty much daily between Stitch With Me's, reviews, ASMRs, tranquil type videos. So if any of those you particularly like, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Lastly, I do have a Facebook group where I do have members post photos and stuff like that, and we chat about anything stitchy. So if that's something you're interested in, I do have the link down in the description box to go directly to that Facebook group. It is Stitching with Steph. So let's go ahead and dive into this week 6 counted peony kit.
All right, friends, we're going to continue working in this box here. So we are going to be between section 20 and 30 on our chart. And then we're going to be between sections 20 and 30, or 30 and 40 on our chart. So let's go ahead and finish this. I figured since I've gotten comfortable with the stands, I can do my counted on here, which is nice. I'm a little shaky this morning. I'm doing this before I have to go to work today. I work a 14-hour shift today. So I figured might as well get some stitching time in. And I'm not. That way I can get some work done on some of my canvases. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I just wanted to get some work in. Like I said, I get most of my work in on my canvases right now with you guys on my Stitch With Me's, just so that way I can spend a little bit more time on my husband's birthday project. I didn't get really much done on his project this week. I mean, I got a decent amount done, but not, I wouldn't say like a whole bunch. I have like a little snag in my thread right there, so I might switch hands so you guys can see a little bit better when I'm on top. One of the nice things about being ambidextrous, I can pick and choose, like when my shoulder gets a little tired from being on top on one side, I can switch to the other. Hopefully this is a little bit better for you guys. Two. So, yeah, what's everyone else up to today? Nothing much for me, just hammering away projects, getting the garden ready. Right now I'm listening to a podcast on YouTube while I'm talking to you guys. So yeah, just enjoying some time before I got to go to work and pick up my kids a little bit later. Last night I stayed up super late so I could sleep in today for my shift. I know tomorrow I'm going to be super duper tired. Okay, I'm just going to mark off our pattern here of what we just did. Okay, so we're going to do right here, 2. Yeah, so not really much going on. There's a lot of stuff going on for my kids' school this week. So when I do my Stitch With Me's, I do them at the beginning of my work week and then post them throughout the week, so that way they're posted when I'm at work for you guys. So yeah, it's not too bad. Oop, sorry guys. I have a habit when I'm stitching on the underside with my left hand, I always hit this left clamp that I have. It's like right here. So skip 2. Yeah, I got a couple of orders in for some counted canvases. I'll probably review the counted stuff next week just so we can mix it up a little bit. 2, skip 2, and then 2. So skip 1, 2, and then I take my time with counted a little bit more just because I haven't done very many of them. The ones I've done have been smaller. I would say that this is probably my first larger counted project. Yeah. Has anybody else got any pre-done counted kits? Did you find any that you like? Any cool designs? If you found any cool ones, either send me a link or in my Facebook group if you're a part of that, submit it in there because I'm always looking for like cute designs to do. Okay, so then going back over here, and this is a whole row of orange. There we go. So, and I got quite a few, but I'm always looking for more. I was looking into heaven and earth designs, and there was another stitcher. Because again, I'm new to like the counted part, so I wasn't sure how to do a conversion if the pattern called for a 25 count even weave. That's just way too high of a count for me. So I asked her because I noticed that on one of her videos, I was like, hey, like you're counting on a 20, it says a 25 stitch even weave for the pattern. Like, how did you convert it to a 14 count? So she told me, like, apparently there's like free calculators out there that you do the number of stitches, the length times width, right? Because it tells you how many stitches. And she said you just go in there, put how many stitches and what count of fabric you want. Because a stitch is a stitch, right? Like if it's a full stitch, it's a full stitch. She said you just go in there, put in how many stitches length and how many height, and then that tells you how big of a fabric you need. And I was like, oh, okay, because, you know, like I know how to grid, and you can actually get easy grid fabric in pretty big sizes. So if that's something that you want to do, like you can find patterns that you like and just buy it in bulk and then cut down your own fabric and serge or whatever the edges of your Ada. So that was kind of nice. And because I was like, how is she counting on a 14? How is she stitching on a 14 count if the pattern calls for a 25? It was one of those things of I haven't really had to do a conversion or anything like that. So yeah, she was really nice and helped me on it. I think her name is Gemma Stitches or something like that. I know she goes by Gemma. She's out of Canada. So yeah, that was really nice. So I'm probably gonna on payday cop a couple of heaven and earth designs. I don't know when I'll stitch those, but I'm gonna get some of those and try my hand at creating a kit myself because there's several on there that I really, really, really love. So I might start with something smaller like how I do here. I've noticed a lot of heaven and earth designs are pretty large. So I'll probably do something smaller like what I'm doing for our peony right now, which would be ideal. I'll test it out for us and see what we have going on. And now that I know how to put them onto my tablet and mark my pattern without, there are some pattern apps out there that you can do and it tells you like percentage completed, search for this symbol. And I'm just like, I'm not that type. I just want to do section by section, and I'm a little bit old school, I guess. I just got done eating my breakfast / lunch, so my throat's it's a little froggy right now. I feel like, after you eat sometimes, how you feel like you'll have like the gunkies in your throat. That's how I feel right now. All right, our next column is all the same stitch, so I'm just going to go do the same thing again. Right now I'm starting to stitch one of my flowers, so I could have like done all this, but I wanted to start getting to some color because it was 2 shades of blue that I stitched in the beginning. I wanted to start doing some color, so. And this flower on the image is an orange peony, so. For some reason, I thought it was a different color, and then I went back and looked at the image, and I was like, oh yeah, it is in fact orange, so there's that. Sorry guys if I keep clearing my throat. I apologize now for it. Like I said, I woke up, got cleaned up, made me something to eat, and got straight to stitching and filming this video. Because I try to film when my kids are at school. I don't know how, I'll probably still do it when the kids are when they're home. I have no choice during the summer. I might just wake up early or stay up later and do my filming. And it's just because they're still kids, right? Like they still need things and we go and do stuff. So, yeah. What are you guys stitching on? Are you stitching on a stamped or a counted? Anybody doing counted with me? What journey are you on? A new journey or are you experienced in it? If you're doing stamped, are you new to stamped? I know a couple of people have left comments on some of my videos where they've converted over to stamped. Sorry guys, I'm picking out a knot because it wrapped around my arm of my stand. I know a couple of people have left comments saying they don't do counted anymore, that they started doing stamped. So that's kind of nice. I hope you enjoy stamped. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna pause you. I'm gonna have to nip this because as you can see, it's like 3 knots in one. So 1 second, guys. All right, went ahead and it was like 3 knots in one, so I just went ahead and just nipped it. When I have knots like that, I'm not gonna sit there and fuss with it. It just happened to get stuck around the arm of my stand, so it got a little knotted. No big deal. One of the joys of filming and not editing that stuff out is like you guys get to see in real time. We all make mistakes. We all get frustrated, right? But yeah, I do both, to be honest, stamped and counted. I've really started enjoying counted cross stitches. So I gotta find a way to grid my fabric a little bit easier in certain instances, because it'd be my luck that my pattern would be like off center or something. So I gotta figure out how to do that. I need to look for a couple of tutorials on YouTube, right? One that can kind of resonate with me. So I do got a couple of patterns that I like that do require some gridding, which is no big deal. It's a skill that I'll have to learn. There we go. So what do you guys think about the rollback on the 100 and something % tariffs, but still at 30%? And they didn't bring back the $800 minimus exemption, so we still are paying more than what we did before for imports, which I'll be honest, I'm still not going to buy anything from overseas. If it was like 10, 15%, I'm okay with that, but 30% when we didn't have to pay anything before, like on our crafting stuff, is ridiculous. I found a couple of local shops here in the metro area that I was thinking about going and looking at. Because surprisingly, their DMC floss is cheaper than Michael's, guys. Like, make that make sense. And if anybody that isn't from the States is here, Michael's is like a big box crafting store that we have here. So I was like kind of giggling because I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy that it's cheaper here at these little mom and pop shops than the big box stores. Corporate greed at its finest, I suppose, right? Okay. Okay. So we've gotten a couple of rows already done. This is kind of nice. We've had to start turning on our air conditioner here in Colorado. We were like last week, it was like rainy. If you guys remember in some of my videos, I was talking about how it was rainy and now it's like super hot out where we had to turn on our air conditioner. And we'd never have to turn on our air conditioner in May. We normally don't have to turn on till like the middle of June here. And I was just like, come on. Two. Okay, there's that. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to stop talking so much. I was listening to my little podcast here. It's about two small children that I guess it's recently have ended up disappearing in like Nova Scotia. And there's like literally no signs of them missing. They think that either somebody took the kids or they like walked out of their house because I guess where they live is kind of like in the middle of nowhere. But people are like suspicious of the parents, and I'm like, they're always suspicious of the parents. And we as a society have a right to be, because that's, tends to be a little red flag sometimes for us, right? Okay. Oop, ouch. See, it's always this left side, guys. Always, always, always. Because I'm left-handed, so. All right, I'm just going to pause you real quick because I'm going to finish this on the back, and then we're going to jump on over to another side of the pattern to do some more orange. All right, I went ahead and just moved my box over a smidge, so that way I can work a new segment over here. But yeah, back to the story. It's they don't know what like really happened. And of course on any missing persons story, right? That's typically how it goes, is you don't know what happened to those people, which is why they're missing persons. And I guess the children, because it's so cold up there, they're saying that they've been out there for so long that the probability of them being alive, if they're truly lost in the woods, is very unlikely now, which is kind of heartbreaking. But you know? Okay, there's that. Let's see. So 4. Yeah, I like doing counted because it keeps me on like track to pay attention. I feel like with stamp cross stitch, I can get stuff done faster just because um I just look for the color, right? Like I'm doing these little slants on this one, and it's like on a stamp, I just look for that symbol, right? Versus here, I have to like look for it on my actual iPad for it. So yeah, I like it. I still prefer stamped though, just because the ease of the stitching. But I feel like with counted, there's a lot more intricate um, patterns. What do you guys think? Okay. Whoop. Husky hair. It's so funny because my dogs don't even really come in this room, and I end up like still getting husky hair on stuff. Okay. Okay. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Sorry guys, I had to count out loud because I had to figure out how many I just did. Yeah. Does anybody have any plans for this coming week? I really, I really don't. Again, I kind of keep to myself most of the time. Not too much going on. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. But yeah, my daughter wants to go get some new plants. So we're going to the garden center for our plants and to get her some plants. I was telling some of you guys earlier in the week, my daughter asked for a fish tank for her graduation gift. So I made her like do a whole PowerPoint about like what kind of tank, what is required to take care of it. And it's just because she's very impulsive. So she did it, guys. She did a whole PowerPoint for me. She gave me, oh, sorry about that, guys. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I do mirroring on my app, or on my iPad. So 1, 2, 3. So sometimes the mirroring will disconnect and I just have to pause the video and reconnect it. So that's how you guys get the mirroring on here. As you can see, I use my tablet for everything. I use my good notes for everything. So let's see. We did 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go down 1. Alrighty. There we go. Yeah, it happens once in a while. I think it's only happened like once. That's my first time it happened. unthreaded. Doop. I think it's interesting when I hear these podcasters like go into these like deep dives and theories. Like sometimes I'm like, that's that we're reaching a little bit, guys. We're reaching a little. Ouch. Okay, I think that's like what, number 5, 4 or 5? Always that left side. This section is a little bit confettied, so I have to pay a little bit closer attention. So if I'm getting a little bit more quiet, I apologize, guys. Okay, and then we're going to do 3. We started watching this new drama on Netflix. It's a Korean drama. I forgot the name of it. It's about a couple that um, passed away, and when you get to heaven, like you're able to pick what age you want to be. And so the husband picked when he was like in his prime, like 20s and 30s. Well, the wife, she chose to stay elderly because her husband said, "You're more beautiful now than what you were when we were younger." So she's like, "Oh, he's gonna stay his same age too." But the gist was, when you got welcomed into heaven, whatever ailments, like if your body is the limitations of what your body is. So her husband was disabled at their elderly age. So of course, naturally, he didn't want to be that age. So when she got to heaven, because she got to heaven after him, because he passed away first, she was completely dumbfounded that he chose to be in his 30s. And I was like kind of laughing, like, can you imagine like choosing to stay that age and then your husband's all, I'm gonna be in my 20s because that's what I want to do. And then you get there and you're completely shocked. I mean, the drama is really cute. If I can remember the name of the drama, I'll put it in the video. I could probably look it up real quick. Let me see. It's probably in my husband's queue because we were watching it on his profile. Let's see. Oh, this is the name of it. Here you go. It's called Heavenly Ever After. So if you want a really cute drama to watch, but you're like, you've never watched a Korean drama before, that is absolutely adorable. And they talk about like how pets go to heaven and stuff like that. So it's a really cute drama about how like people go through trials and tribulations in life and how they can affect your afterlife, and but it's really cute. So if you want something to watch on Netflix, there you go. And you can even have it in English, so you don't have to worry about it being in Korean, the language. You can put the language into English if that's something that you're interested in. So yeah. One. Does anybody have like any good TV shows to watch? I'm always like stitching and watching. So when I'm not chit-chatting with you guys, I I am watching a show while stitching. I'm pretty much into anything. The only things that I don't like, I lied, I'm not into just pretty much anything. The shows that I don't like are those live ones, supposed live ones, like the cooking shows, or what other ones? The ones like where they're stranded on islands, stuff like that I'm not into. Let's see. Like Deal or No Deal. Like I don't like those kind of shows. I like shows that will like challenge you mentally and or entertain you in that sense. So 1, 2, and then 3. Oop, okay. I'm listening to the outro, like the conclusion of this video. They still haven't, I guess, located the children, and they're just dumbfounded on like where they could be. Okay. I might have enough thread for this section. I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, I stitch box by box because I want, it helps me stay on track just a little bit easier. Okay, there's that. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. If not, then we can just always pause and rethread. I was thinking about, like on my large koi canvas, I do parking of stitches, right? And I was thinking about it on this canvas. I was like, how do people park stitches on a counted without messing it up? Because I would definitely mess that up, to be honest with you. That'd be my luck of how it would work out for me. All right, sorry guys, I had to take a drink of water. So 1. I try not to drink while I'm on camera. No one wants to hear the slurping of sodas or teas or water or whatever I have for that day. Okay. I think I might end up needing to rethread. Maybe I'll probably do some more of this color because I'm really liking stitching this color. Okay. Okay, let's mark off everything we've done, which is here, here, all of this row, and here. So we'll just go down into this box now. Okay. And I will just try to go down, or no, let's go across. We'll go down. See how indecisive I can be when I'm like trying to figure out which direction I'm gonna go. I just want to use up the last little bit of this thread. I'll pause you and then rethread. All right, I'm going to pause you and then rethread with the same color. So bear with me. All right, guys, I'm back. Took me a little bit longer than anticipated because my dogs, because they're still young, so if I'm like stitching or whatever and they can't be supervised, I have to kennel them or let them outside because in true husky nature, they can be very destructive. So yeah. So it's like they hear me up here talking in my little office space and they are not having it at all. So I was just like, I had to go down there and like tell them to stop because they know when I'm awake that they typically can get out of their kennel. So they're only in there when they're not supervised, if that makes sense. And I'm like, guys, you gotta stop. Oop. There we go. So I've been making my stitch with me's a little bit longer recently just because I have been putting in so much time with my husband's project because this is like the only time that I get to work on my other projects is when I'm stitching with you guys. So that's okay. It gives you guys a little bit longer time too because it's anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour. I think between 40 minutes and an hour, I would say. Okay, so there's 3 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3. So this is my last stitch here. Yeah. I'm not really looking forward to my work week this week because normally I like working several in a row because it's easier for me on my sleep pattern. But I'm working 2 on, 1 off, 1 on, and I'm just like, I'm going to be dragging this week. And it's only because, again, my son has his final band concert for middle school, and next week my schedule is going to be wonky like that too because my daughter has like a mandatory like graduation rehearsal, and then she has her graduation next week as well. So like my schedule's all wonky next week. So I'm just trying to get all these knocked out so I can have videos done and everything without having to worry about it. That's the hard part is when your schedule changes like at the last minute because like we didn't even know like when her graduation rehearsal was. So for us it was like we were kind of just sitting in the dark like, and on top of that like, oops, sorry guys again. I think we should start keeping tally of how many times I hit that arm. We knew the date of her graduation, but we didn't know when her rehearsal was going to be. So in order for her to walk, she has to attend the rehearsal naturally, right? So yeah, and then I have school starts for me in about 2 weeks. So right now I'm on break until my summer classes start. So it's been kind of hard, like getting my work schedule put together because I don't know, like for my online class, like I don't know if I'm going to, like what days my discussions are due, what day tests are due. So I can't even make my schedule for work or my filming schedule until class starts. So like literally that first day school starts, I'm literally going to be cramming, putting together like my planner for school, my planner for filming, my work schedule, all that stuff. So that's the hard part about being in school. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find my threader. I must have dropped it on the floor. Um, the hard part about being in school is they don't open up your syllabus a couple of days before. Like not opening up the assignments, I understand, but like my syllabus at least so I can plan accordingly, that's frustrating for me, especially for somebody that's super busy. Well, I guess I'm super busy because of my filming more so now. Like my filming, school, work, kids. I'm not your average college student, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm like, that would be nice if they would just open up the syllabus at least, like the day before. So on day one, I'm not rushing to do assignments and fill out my planner for a whole semester and all that jazz. Like I have a spreadsheet for my filming and a planner that I put like what projects I want to work on with you guys and what videos I'm going to film, but I just don't know when I'd be able to film them, if that makes sense. I know when I can post them, I just don't know the filming part, right? So it's like I try to film where I can, hence why I'm filming before I have a 14-hour shift today. I know some people will film after work, and I'm like, I am just too beat after work. My job is very mentally and physically demanding. There's no way that I'd be able to, especially working night shifts. I'm going to be honest with you. Working night shifts and coming home and doing this, guys, there will be no focus left in me. My brain will be potatoes by then, like little mashed potatoes. Just because it's a lot of mental stimulation that I have to do. Because in order for me to complete my work and leave on time, I have to pay attention to what I'm doing for 12, 14 hours a day, making sure my patients are taken care of, all that fun stuff, you know? It's only 1 in the afternoon here, 1:30. So I still have about an hour before I have to go get my little gremlin. And luckily the school is only like a 3-minute drive away. So, so I kind of just leave at the last minute. I get there, park, I walk up, and by the time I'm walking up to the school, his bell's ringing and ready to come out. So it's like, for my youngest, I don't really sit in carpool. It was always for my older two because those schools get so busy that I have to kind of leave a little bit early before I have to leave a little bit early before I have to pick them up. Sorry about that. Loss of words yet again. So I'll take like my book and stuff like that. I started the Harry Potter series, and it's so funny because I've had it for a while and it was just sitting there, and I don't know what made me want to start it, but I started it. I'm almost done with the first book. I mostly read it on my lunch break or breaks at work between, like, if I'm not cross stitching and carpooling. So yeah, because when I'm home, I prefer to stitch when I'm home because I can't really take like my big project, right? Like my koi project that's on a stand. I can't take that to work. But if it's in a travel bag, I can take it to work. So, which my husband's cross stitches in a travel bag. Yeah, not too shabby. I run like a well-oiled machine when it comes to my time management, surprisingly. Don't know how. Some days, there are some days that I do crash and burn though, where I'm just like, I'm way overstimulated. I can't think right now. I'm doing nothing. And those are the days that are rough because then I have a lot to make up the next day, if that makes sense. One, two, three. Alrighty, so that's it for this row. Okay. 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it starts there. I really do talk out loud. If somebody tells you that they don't, they're lying. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I feel like you when you verbalize it, you're going through the motions and the instructions in your head, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So when you do that, you're less likely to make an error. They do that in Japan, like the train conductors will verbalize things out loud, like as they're going through their system checks, because they've noticed it leads to less error. Versus if you're doing it in your head, you're more likely to skip a step. I was like, that was kind of cool. I was watching a thing with my son about trains or something, and like high-speed trains, and that's where I learned about it. I was like, see, I'm not crazy. Like at work when I'm doing stuff, patients will be like, oh, I thought I was the only one that I talked to myself. And I'll tell them, did you know? I hit them with a little fun fact of the Japanese, like conductors of the high-speed trains. And they're like, no. I was like, it's actually a key indicator of less errors. Like when I'm taking tests at school, I'll literally like mumble to myself. I'm like, okay, so this is the problem. This is what's going on. Like I'll mumble to myself so I know what it's asking of me. And it just helps me remember the information. That's pretty much it. And it helps me verbalize, oop, I don't like how that one came out. It'll help me understand what it's asking of me, if that makes sense. There we go. Sorry, I was like one little thread off. So if you talk to yourself, know that it's A-okay. I'm just going to mark off on my iPad here. All right. Sorry, guys. I was trying to look at my iPad to see how many I need. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 on this row. It's so funny because it's like this orange next to this blue. Like you can see the blue really nice. And then the orange is like shockingly bright. And the way it's showing up on the camera for you guys is exactly how I see it in person too. It's just like so starkly bright next to the white and then the dark colors. It was funny because my daughter was talking about, because, she's still learning to drive. She just barely got her permit this past school year. And she was a little intimidated by the snow, which is understandable. So she's like, Mom, now that it's summertime, can we do a lot more driving? I was like, that's the goal. Like, that's what I want you to do. Because here in our state, in Colorado, you have to do so many hours at night too. So it's like, it used to get dark here around 5 o'clock. So we couldn't necessarily take her out driving because in the state of Colorado, anything after 7 p.m. counts as after dark driving, which is weird. 3 and 4, skip 3 and then 2. So she was like, she would be driving and then it wouldn't even count towards like her nighttime hours, right? So I felt kind of bad for her. So I told her this summer we would do it because she's going to be starting college. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to fix this, which doesn't look like it's going to let me. You see that it's off like a hair, whatever. One, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Um, so that's the thing that we're going to be doing. Hopefully we'll be able to drive a little bit more in the evening, just around town, just so she can get some hours in. That'll be after, of course, my husband gets home because he gets home a little bit later in the evening. And he can stay home with the boys and me and my daughter go out and about. Yeah, she was even learning to drive in the rain for a little bit, and she was like, I don't even know how to use the windshield wipers. So I was like, oh, look, it's a good time to learn. So she learned how to use like all of her windshield wipers and like why it's important to not speed when it's raining, stuff like that, because of hydroplaning and whatnot. Okay, let's see. We did this, and this one. Okay, and then skip one, and then we go all the way up. Yeah, this box seems to have a lot of orange in it, which is kind of nice. That means that, it's a little bit scattered, but it's nice. It's a lot of block stitching. There we go. A lot of block stitching, which is, if you're starting out with counted, this would be a good starting one, I feel. I haven't gotten into the more intricate parts, but so far I feel like it's pretty user-friendly for a beginner. Not a lot of confetti per se. In each box you could have some. I can see how that could happen, but I wouldn't say that it's a nightmare. Got a excuse me, we got quite a bit done on this one today, which I'm thankful for. And you guys probably got some done on your little project too. If you've hung out with me for this long, you've gotten a decent amount done on your project. Yeah. I think once I actually finish this square, I might call this Stitch With Me a done. This or before, if I have to leave to go pick up my little dude, so. One or the other, don't know yet. Ouch, my shoulder just popped. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take a look at my pattern here. Okay, so we just finished this row here. I'm going to do half stitches over because if you see there's like a cluster of green that's going to be on here, that green symbol. So I am just going to do halves and then come back and close them up. That way we come back outside of that patch of green. We're not like skipping around very much. My air conditioner's on in this room. Well, we have central AC, so the air conditioner's on in the house, and then I have a fan blowing, and I'm sitting here thinking of how nice and cool it feels. I'm sitting here in a tank top and shorts and flip-flops, guys. And it was raining and 40 degrees last week. That's what I always tell people, like, if you ever move to Colorado, don't ever put all your seasonal clothes away because you never know. Like, you know how some people are like, oh, I'm putting away my winter clothes. I was like, what do you mean putting away your winter clothes? Ouch. What do you mean putting away your winter clothes, guys? You guys do that where you live? So we're going to skip 2. So there's 1, 2, and we're going to come here. Let me go ahead and mark off my pattern real fast. I really do love using my GoodNotes app. Like, I feel like it's very user-friendly. Taking the pictures and putting them in and editing them down into sections, like AKA pages for me, especially when it's like one pattern on one big sheet, that was a little monotonous, but if say you bought a PDF pattern or it comes with the booklet, that would be easy. All I did was figure out like what the midsection of the pattern was going up and going down, and that's how I did mine. Has anyone else jumped into Counted yet? Started using the GoodNotes app? I know my channel's not very big, so I'm not sure if anybody has yet or not. Mm-hmm. We might just actually get a couple of squares done this stitch with me. We've gotten quite a bit done. All right, let me mark up my pattern real fast. Okay, so we just finished this section here. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to move this up just a smidge for you guys. Looks like we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 up. I'm ready for summer vacation. I was telling my husband I'm ready for summer vacation just because it's 3 less schedules I have to worry about for the kids. School year is like very stressful for me, especially because I'm in school myself now. But I'm like, not that much longer. I was like looking at all of my grades, and I only have 1B out of all of my nursing prerequisites. So I was like, slow and steady wins the race, guys. Which I'm thankful for. Let's see. There's 3, 4. I only have 4 classes total left for my prereqs, and I'm only taking 1 at a time right now. Just because, again, my daughter's going into college, so that's 2 tuitions we're paying cash for. I work full-time. I got 2 other kids. I'm just trying to knock out all of my gen ed classes for nursing school, so when I go to nursing school, it's literally just nursing classes. Because those classes alone can be very curriculum heavy. Let's see, we're doing 4, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're starting here. Yes. Okay. I had to triple check my pattern, guys. But it's actually both of these are the same. So as soon as I'm done with this little section, I might just end my video because we're ending at a good spot. Well, not after this section, because I see I'm going to probably still have some thread left. I'll probably go down into like this box here with this color. I like trying to use all my thread up. I don't like leaving it. Like I said, if it was a stamped pattern, then that's one thing, you know, I can just park it and leave it, but I feel like the likelihood of me having an error with a counted parked thread is way more great than than a non-parked thread. Well, multiple park threads, I guess you would say. If it's just one, I can kind of just park it in that spot and just pick up, kind of like what we did this week, just pick up from that spot. But multiple park threads, I think like on my big koi one, I probably have like over 20 different areas like parked and like they're sectioned off so I can work on them in sections. Here we go. All right, let me go ahead and mark off our pattern of all the stuff we just did. Okay, so we just did all of this. So now we're going to move down a box. So there's not very much orange in this box, as we can see, which is those red slashes. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 down over here. There's 1. So 5 down. Does anybody else do their counted this way? Or do you just do it like box by box? Like I literally count all the way down. That's probably why it's called counted. Dun dun dun. It's 4 and then 5. Yeah, I just find it easier to try to stick to a box at a time. How do you guys do your counted? Do you do it like a box at a time? That's why gridding is so important, I feel like, when it comes to cross stitching, regardless if you do an easy grid fabric like this, or if you grid it with water soluble marker yourself. There are some people that I've seen like grid it with thread, like a singular piece of like a silvery thread or like a grayish thread, so it doesn't show very well. And what they do is like they nip it after they're done and then pull the thread out. So I always thought that was interesting. I don't know if I would be, maybe on like bigger projects it makes sense to thread it, because I can see how that could potentially lead to it being off a little bit. So 4. And then 1, skip 2. So there's 1, 1, 2, and then we do 2. Okay. All right, looks like I'm going to stop here, guys, just because I have to go get my little one. And on top of that, I'm just going to park us right here. On top of that, I'm running out of thread. So we'll be starting our next video off, finishing up this little section, and then probably finishing these boxes and going into some different colors. Alrighty?
All right, friends, that wraps up our week 6 counted peony kit. As you can see, I wanted to do a new color and continue on from what we were doing, and I really enjoyed starting to work on that flower. I just wanted to say, if you stuck around till the end of the video, thank you. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today and the support that you show me when you watch all the way till the end. If you're my subscribers, as always, you guys are my A1s. I really appreciate you guys hanging out today. If you're not a subscriber and you still haven't subscribed and you liked the video all the way to the end, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like this particular type of content, like this video for me. If you want to follow me on other social media platforms, as I said in the beginning, I do have a Facebook group that is linked down in the description, and it is Stitching with Steph. You just have to answer a few questions, and I can admit you into the group. I also have a TikTok and an Instagram account where I post reminders for videos going live. Sometimes I'll post pictures of my work in progress if I can remember throughout the week. Again, as always, thank you for hanging out with me today. I'll see you guys in either another stitch with me or review throughout the week. Bye-bye.